Let me show you how easy it is to create an interactive assistant. Alright, so we're in Slack, and what we're going to do is just go ahead and call on my AI assistant. This is my little code writer who gives me a drop-down box so I can choose. I'm just going to go ahead and select code writer here. It should ask me what I want to write, so what would you like help coding? This one we're going to focus on interactive elements. I'm just going to use a project that I've done for a local gym owner here where I created a AI assistant that was, when prompted, created a drop down where it was going to write either a newsletter or a social media. It then brought about a second kind of interactive element, which is called a modal. So I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to make it now. Let's jump in. Alright, so we're back in Slack. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste my prompt in here. So I'll walk through it. What I'm saying is I want to make a message handler. So our bot is going to respond to a message similar to how we created an initiation here saying @Otto, and then we're going to have it create this content creator handler channel, and then we're saying that when it's triggered it's going to give us a block hit just as this one did. It's going to have the newsletter and social media caption. From there we're saying we wanted to handle the response by showing us a modal as I talked about. And that's where we're going to be able to have the inputs, so asking us what it would like to write about. And then the last thing we're saying is I want you to handle that submission by referencing a dictionary where there's a writing style that's predefined. So we're going to have a couple of prompts built out, one for the social media, one for the newsletter. So depending on the selection, we're going to go ahead and have it choose the appropriate response, and then it'll use the chat completion API to write for us. And so just wanted to show you guys ultimately how easy and how small of a prompt we can if we just know really the back end of how to prompt AI. We can really write just a short prompt here and have it give us our code. So I'll just go ahead and hit enter just to show you guys, and then it should take a second to give us the code. Alright, so we got our code, so I'm just going to scroll up. So you can see here it's importing packages for us that we'll need. It's got the writing style. You can see that it's just using a generic thing for now. As I mentioned, I'm using a previous example, so I'm going to go ahead and use the prompts that we built out for the gym owner here. The newsletter will also paste in the social media caption, and then what it's doing is creating this class for us. So it's really just got all the code. It's creating a block kit, it's creating the modal view, it's creating the handle of submission. So it's got everything we need. We can honestly just copy and paste from here. We'll put it into our AI toolbox and go from there. So for those of you that are new, the AI toolbox is a connection I built where it connects OpenAI to Slack. I have it running on a cloud server, so it's always available. And I actually have a free course on that. It's pretty easy to get set up. Once you get that set up, you'll have yourself an AI toolbox where you can build tools, or AI assistants as I call them, and then you'll be able to create these super easily, especially if you're using my AI assistant code writer here who's going to write all the code for you. It's now just copy and paste, so I'll go ahead and show you guys that. We're going to jump over to our AI toolbox. You can see I've created a new file here called content creator, so we'll just paste the code in here, and then I'll just take a quick scroll to make sure everything looks like it's working. From there, as I mentioned, we had these generic newsletter and social media captions, so I'm actually just going to copy and paste a prompt that I've actually walked through how we made this on a different video, so feel free to jump over to that one. It was a content creator one, but I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this. The one thing we'll note is this is called writing styles, so I should have to override that, but ultimately what we've done is we've got this social media prompt, newsletter prompt, and then here's our dictionary. So we should look down and see that there's something referencing writing styles, so we're just going to copy that, and then we're going to override what we called it before, this content style dictionary. We'll now call it writing styles. So what it's doing is saying we have a dictionary where we'll be able to look up social media post, newsletter, and then also a default if it doesn't work for us. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is update our message handler. So just a little bit about the structure of the AI toolbox is we have a message handler which handles all of the messages, and that will then direct to the right channel. So for instance, this channel we're going to be using a content creator channel that we'll make in Slack, which I'll show you guys. And then what we want to do is have that message handler direct all of the messages to that channel and this handler that we actually just made there. So I'll show you guys how we do that. Alright, so we're here on the message handler page. You can see the first thing we need is just to set the content creator channel. So we'll jump over to Slack, and I'm going to be using the automate playground that I've used from previous videos. I'm just going to start by creating a new channel. So we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to call this interactive content creator. And then what we're going to want to do is just grab the channel ID from here. We'll go ahead and make this let's just do it public. And then we don't really need to add anyone for now. What we're going to do is just grab the channel. So you can click on the arrow up there, and then you'll see it's on this channel ID here. We just copy that, and then we'll jump back over here, we'll input some quotes, and then we can drop that in. And then what we've done is we just got the channel from the message event, and we're basically saying that if the channel equals content creator channel, well then we're going to go ahead and pass it to this handle message in the content creator. So you can see we have a function in this class called handle message. So it's passing it through here, which is telling it to create that block hit, and everything else that I mentioned will flow through from there. All right, next what we're going to do is just update our GitHub, which is going to automatically update our server, which will automatically update the AI bot that we've already installed on Slack. So honestly, just a click of a button, which I'll show you guys, and everything should be updated in a couple of minutes. All right, so we're back in VS Code. All we need to do is click on this tab here. It's the source control. We're just going to go ahead and say update, and then we're going to go ahead and commit and push these changes. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so here we are in Slack. As you see, I've tried a couple of different times to get this to work. I was getting some errors at first, which I just went ahead and asked Otto to fix. So when I was in the AI trade school, I'll scroll up and you can see I've asked it, I really actually just pasted in some of the errors I was getting from the server, and then it went ahead and updated the code for me. So I'm going to show you guys now that it's fully working. So if we go back here, we can just go ahead and call on Otto, pull up the block kit for us. We can select newsletter or social media post. What do we want to write about? Please write about the liftoff event. And the main goal here is to just get a response, just to show you guys how these interactive elements work. So we'll give that a second. All right, and as you can see, we've gotten our response. It's set up based on the prompt that we gave it, so it's giving us the class schedule that it made up. We can obviously give it more information. We could have given it information about member of the week, any special announcements. We could have just put into that input box, and it would have included all of that here. You can also revise the format, whatever we want to do. Just wanted to show you guys again how the interactive components work, and that we can connect it to AI to make ourselves an interactive AI assistant. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to be making these on a weekly basis. So looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one.